Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite awesome, and that is this new and improved Super Smelter. Now for anyone that doesn't know what a Super Smelter is, essentially you put all of your items in the top chest up there, and they will run along the hoppers, being equally distributed into a bunch of furnaces, so then your large quantity of items will actually be smelted much faster. These are really useful machines that come in handy in survival mode when you're doing large projects. I really like them, so let's take a closer look. I just placed in a bunch of items into the chest, and as you can see they are all flowing down into the system. So if you take a look inside all the hoppers, we should see that they all have an equal amount of items. We've got 13 diamonds there, 13 there, 13 there, 13, and then 14 at the end. That's just how it's been split up. And then also the redstone is now flowing into the hoppers. Of course, our furnaces are currently in working order, processing through all of that coal, and that is all being picked up by this hopper minecart that transports it along here, puts it into this chest, and as you can see, we have got all of our goodies in there. Now you may be thinking this design is a lot more complicated than the original Super Smelter that you uploaded, and you would be right in saying that, but unfortunately the Super Smelter that I originally did occasionally had a few problems that caused it to back up, meaning that it wasn't able to smelt any items, which I would say is a pretty big issue, and I thought I would get to work on fixing it. Now if you don't want to build this thing, then of course there will be a world download down in the description that you can check out for yourselves, chuck it into your Minecraft world saves folder, and take a closer look at the redstone behind it. But anyway, how about we crack on with that tutorial. So you want to get things started with an 8x6 area. Your inputs and outputs are going to be going on this side, and the first thing that we're going to be doing is all of your hoppers, your chests, and all of your furnaces. So first off, you want to place a block up like this, go a couple of blocks along like that, redstone block there, 2 blocks like this, and then a block up like that with powered rails on top of all of those. Take out that block and chuck down a chest here. That is going to be your item outputs. You want to place a hopper running into that chest with a powered rail on top. Next up, you want to place your furnaces going all the way along like this, right the way across there, with hoppers on top of all of those running straight down into them. And then you want to grab your chests and you want to place them going in like this, and then trap chests in between all of those chests there so that you can alternate them. Then you want to place a hopper running into all of these chests here, and finally place a block up like this with hoppers running into that block right the way across, and that is all of that system done. Now for the redstone side of things, you want to place a block next to this hopper right here that's running into the chest, and then grab yourself a half slab. Then you're going to take a comparator output from that block that's going to be going straight into a block with another block down here with redstone dust on the top, and then a redstone torch like that, a block down at the bottom here with a repeater running straight into a block with a redstone torch running up into that hopper, and also next to this hopper right here. Then what you want to do is repeat that circuit there, that little one wide circuit that we've just done, for all of your furnaces and your hoppers. So you want to do it right the way across the line like we have here, and that will be quite a large quantity of the redstone circuitry done. Once that's all done, you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So now we're going to do the AND gate, which allows you to drop out all of the items from the hoppers. So what you want to do is go next to all of these blocks and go 3 blocks like this all the way across. Now one thing that I do just want to say is that in this system we're only using 5 furnaces. If you have a bigger system, because this will work reliably up to around about 12 to 13 furnaces, then of course you're going to have to extend out all of these circuits. But anyway, what you want to do now is place redstone torches on the side of all these blocks, and then redstone dust on top of all these blocks right here, with repeaters running into all of those blocks. It is now time to do your input chest, so you want to place a hopper running into the top line of hoppers with a chest on top. That's where all your items are going to be going into. Then out the side of that hopper you want to place a comparator and then a repeater set to 4 ticks. That is going to be running into a block with a redstone torch on the side, then a block here and a block up like this with redstone dust on top of both of those. And what that will do is it will turn off the system when no items are running through it, which allows you to have free running items so that none get stuck inside, which I think is pretty good. The final thing that you need to do is place your hopper minecart down at the bottom. That is going to be picking up all of the items from the furnaces, and that will be your entire Super Smelter done. Now as you may notice, this doesn't have an auto refueling circuit, however there are some ways to get around this. Of course you could just place hoppers running into the sides of the furnaces with chests on top. You fill those chests up with coal and then you'll have plenty of fuel for all your furnaces, or you could use an auto refueling circuit, in which case I would suggest taking inspiration from some other builds on YouTube, and I'll put some links to other designs down in the description so that you can check those out for yourselves. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.